Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be continuing sort of the series of Gideon stuff that I've done over the last year, I guess, and that is of the Alpha Pistol Red Dot. This is an RMR footprint red dot. It's one of their OG red dots that they've had for some time, but this is the first time I've got a chance to review it, so let's get into it. So if you like this sort of content, please hit that like, share, subscribe button, hit the notification bell and all that stuff. Leave a comment down below, especially if you have any sort of experience with Gideon optics. Let me know what you think about them. Hopefully this video turns out better than the last one. I'll leave a link to the last one I did. Not everything can be a home run, but let's see if this one goes any better. Also, Gideon did send this dot out to me for free. I am an affiliate of Gideon, so any links that I post and give you does give me a very small kickback. It helps out the channel, so I appreciate it. With that said, no amount of affiliation can change the outcome of drop tests and accuracy tests and things like that. So just keep that in mind for those people who think that anytime you get something for free, it's a dishonest and unbiased review, because that is not the case for this channel. So let's start with, this is a 7075 T6 aluminum body. It has a 65 MOA circle with a 3 MOA dot. It is not changeable. It is circle dot only, which I personally prefer. So that's awesome for me. It is a top load 1632 battery with a battery life of 20,000 hours on level 6 and up to 50,000 hours using the shake awake and auto off feature. Now that auto off feature does come into play at around 225 seconds. I've never had a problem with it coming back on. I thought I did at one point in time, but it was just the battery was dead. The battery that came with it was obviously an old battery. Picked up the gun one day and it was dead. So I put a new battery in it, haven't had a problem since. They talk about this being like a competition, almost competition size window. I disagree with that. I think it is a standard size window, if there is such a thing. It's sort of a middle ground, 17.5 millimeter by 27 millimeter. Now, if you're used to measuring in freedom units like the rest of us here in the United States, we don't deal with that millimeter bullshit. So it is just short of 3/4 of an inch by just over 1 inch. So it's 0.68 by 1.06 is the conversion to that window size. So between 5/8 and 3/4 tall and just slightly over an inch wide. I would not call that competition size, although it is roomy. So again, sort of that mid sort of standard. It's not squat, it's not giant like most competition stuff. It just has sort of a medium profile. Now it is an RMR footprint, comes with all the screws, all that stuff. Windage elevation on the top and sides with 2 up and down soft touch pads or arrows there. It is parallax to 33 yards, which is just fine. It's really overkill for a pistol dot, but parallax free to 33 yards. And the windage and elevation adjustment is 45 MOA either directions with a total of 90 MOA. It is also IPX7 rated, shock, and waterproof. So if it seemed like I kind of ran through the specs, it's because I did. It's the most boring part of the video, and none of it matters if it doesn't perform well. So we're going to get right into the accuracy and abuse test for this. All right, I'm here between 7 and 10 yards. Sorry about any wind noise that you might have. And I have Fiocchi Range Dynamics shit range ammo, and I'm currently carrying in the Works M6 holster. It is my standard carry holster, and I am using the Neomag alias system for the belt clip. Both great products. I will leave links to those down below. So 5 rounds, going to do 5 rounds basic accuracy test. All right. I don't know if you can see that with the sun. Let's go check that out. So pretty good group, 5 shots in an inch at 9 or 10 yards. Let's drop it. So as per usual, I will unload. It is safe. I have another mag in my holster. And we're going to do 3 drops, 1 on each side, 1 directly on the top. So let me get back here where hopefully you can see the impacts. All right, shoulder height, one side, shoulder height, other side, shoulder height, top. That hit dead on. Cool. So, I have a rock stuck in my rear sight. I went to look through there. I was like, what the hell's that? All right. So, it is still on, although the lens is super, super dirty. So let me wipe that off. And I now have a mouthful of Arizona Desert. Okay, next 5 rounds. Let's do this. All right. That group got a little weird. May do 5 more just to check. All right, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went from that to that. I'm gonna try 5 more. Make sure that wasn't me. That's still kind of wide. So it's still, I mean, all 15 shots, in fact, are smaller than my fist. So, I mean, we're not talking about a bad group. This could be me. I could have rushed through it, whatever. But it was a smaller group this time, because this is the group this time. So it was a smaller group than that long string of rounds that time. I'm going to say, as far as keeping its accuracy during the drop test, it passes. Another part of my standard abuse test. All right, dot is still on. Grab a mag. And so that we don't interrupt this, because somebody's bound to say, well, you shut the camera off. You shut the camera off, and I can't hardly believe something did well or not. So here we go. 5 more. Let's go for headshots. All 5 in the head. I did not, my follow-up shots did not go with my first shot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, much smaller than my fist. Let's check this thing for water. All right, so I got it all dirty, along with my mouth. It's still chewy. Drink water, folks. Let's get some of that dirt off there. Oh yeah, let it kind of just pool in there. All right. And we'll do the last 5. Dot is still on, glass is clear. Am I in camera? Yep. All right. We're going to go back to the head. Let me dry my hands a little bit. Woo! Those were good. Who'd have thought? With slippery wet hands, I shot better. But if I get dirt and debris in my open emitter, I can't see the reticle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 in just a slightly larger group than my original 5. The rest were obviously me. Yeah, that sort of debunks the whole open emitter, getting shit in it, and you're out of the gunfight bullshit. I still have chewies. Oh, damn. All right, so the Gideon Alpha. What do I think of it? The only con I've found to this, and it's not all that uncommon with a number of red dots out there, is that when I face the sun, right? The sun is directly 12 o'clock to me right now. When I face the sun, the screen kind of goes red, because that sunlight at the angle it's at is bouncing off the emitter and just glowing red, you know, up onto the viewing window. However, just a slight shift, it's clear. It's all clear. It's water spotted right now, but it's clear. So if that's a deciding factor for you, the whole aiming into sunlight is a deciding factor for you, then it is what it is. But it's ran well. I've had this for a few months. I actually have 2 of them. Run them for a few months now. Lots of rounds through them. They seem to hold up fine. I've said before that I think Gideon Optics, that I like their Advocate Prism. Their LPVOs are okay for the most part, but I think the highlights of their catalog is their pistol red dots. The Rock being one of my favorite pistol red dots to come out in the last couple of years at least, and I do use that on a regular basis. So this is nice and bright. The window, as long as you don't have water spots on it, is nice and clear. Only a slightly blue hue. Good dot. Price on it is $199. So it is in that lower budget tier of prices for pistol red dots today. And yeah, I have no problems recommending this. I don't think I've had a problem recommending any of Gideon's pistol red dots for that matter. Check it out. I'll leave a link down below to the YouTube sensors. This is not regulated good, and I'm not selling this. I was just giving prices to inform the viewer so they can make the best decision possible. So leave me alone. So somebody that's wanting a circle dot that's not in the market for a $300 or $300+ Holosun 507, I think it's a good alternative. You can't change from dot to circle dot. It's circle dot only, but if circle dot's your thing and you don't want to spend the extra money on the 507, I think is a perfectly fine alternative. All right, I appreciate Gideon sending that out to the channel. I appreciate all of you guys out there watching. If I missed something, if there's something you think I missed, comment on it down below. I'll try to answer you. Otherwise, leave a comment down below. It helps the channel. It's awesome. I appreciate everybody out there, and we'll talk to you guys later.